Imagine you're a company with a supply chain web so complex that just one trade policy could snap it like a twig. Sounds stressful, right? Well, that's the reality for many Chinese manufacturers right now. But here's the twist. Instead of giving up, they're adapting. And guess where they're going? Mexico. Yes, Mexico might just become the new link between China and the United States. But why Mexico? And what does this mean for you, your economy, and your Amazon deliveries? Let's dive in. Let's set the stage. For decades, China has been the global king of manufacturing. Need a smartphone, a toy, a toaster that somehow also plays music? China has it covered. But recently, things have gotten complicated. Trade wars, tariffs, and political tensions have made it expensive and risky for Chinese companies to ship goods directly to the United States. Imagine getting charged extra just because your package dared to cross a border. Sorry, sir, your toaster offended our trade policies. That'll be an extra 25%. Now you might be wondering why Mexico of all places. Well, it's kind of brilliant. Let me break it down. Proximity to the United States. Mexico is right next door to the United States, making it super easy for goods to cross the border. No more month-long shipping delays. Imagine ordering a product and getting it before you forget you ordered it. Revolutionary, right? Thanks to the USMCA trade agreement, basically NAFTA 2.0, Mexican goods can enter the United States with fewer tariffs. So, if Chinese companies set up shop in Mexico, they can bypass some of those brutal fees. Mexico also offers affordable labor, not quite as cheap as China, but still competitive. For companies looking to stay profitable, this is a golden opportunity. But here's where it gets even more interesting. This isn't just a win for companies, it's also shaking up international dynamics in unexpected ways. Stay with me, because the ripple effects might surprise you. Alright, let's talk about what does this mean for you and me? First off, faster shipping times for all those gadgets and goodies. Remember those pandemic delays when your new phone case took 3 months to arrive? With supply chains moving closer to home, those delays could become a thing of the past. Now, don't get too excited. While companies might save money by using Mexico, whether see those savings depends on how generous they're feeling. Spoiler alert, they're not that generous, but hey, it's possible. Ever notice how prices go down even when costs do? It's like, oh, we saved money, let's keep it. Capitalism, folks. But beyond deliveries and prices, this shift is altering geopolitics. The US is wary of China's influence, but if goods flow through Mexico, it creates a new kind of partnership. Mexico is becoming a middleman in one of the world's most complex economic relationships. And here's where things get spicy. Could this shift make Mexico a new economic powerhouse? Could tensions between the US and China ease through this unexpected route? There's a lot more at play than meets the eye. So, there you have it. China's supply chain shift through Mexico isn't just a business strategy, it's a fascinating look at how the world adapts to change. It's a story of resilience, strategy, and maybe even a little bit of for smoother, faster trade. If you want to dive deeper into how US policies are reshaping global trade, check out my video on insert title of related video here. Trust me, you'll want to see how all these pieces connect. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss the next story that's changing the world. Gap 2S. Before we wrap up, let's take a quick journey back in time to understand the historical context of China's manufacturing dominance and why this shift to Mexico is so significant. Gap 2S. In the late 20th century, China emerged as a global manufacturing hub, thanks to its vast labor force, competitive costs, and favorable government policies. This transformation turned China into the world's factory, producing everything from electronics to textiles. Gap 2S. But it's not just about cheap labor. China invested heavily in infrastructure, technology, and education, creating an ecosystem that attracted countless multinational companies. This era of rapid industrialization boosted China's economy and lifted millions out of poverty. Gap 2S. Fast forward to today, and we see a different landscape. Rising labor costs, trade tensions, and the need for diversified supply chains are pushing companies to look beyond China. This is where Mexico comes into the picture, offering proximity to the US market, competitive labor costs, and favorable trade agreements. Gap 2S. So, when we talk about China's supply chain shift to Mexico, we're not just looking at a business strategy, We're witnessing a significant chapter in the global economic narrative, a shift that could redefine manufacturing for years to come. Gap 2S. Thanks for sticking around to explore this deeper context. Understanding the past helps us make sense of the present and anticipate the future. If you found this journey through history enlightening, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon for more insights into the ever-changing world of global trade. Gap 2S. Now let's take a closer look at the USMCA trade agreement and how it benefits both Mexico and the United States. We'll break down the key points and what they mean for businesses and consumers alike. Gap 2S, the United States-Mexico-Canada Agreement, or USMCA, replaced the North American Free Trade Agreement, NAFTA, in 2020. This modernized trade deal aims to create a more balanced and reciprocal trade environment between the three countries. Gap 2S. One of the standout features of the USMCA is its focus on labor rights. The agreement includes provisions to ensure fair wages and improved working conditions, particularly in the manufacturing sector. This is a significant step towards creating a more equitable labor market in North America. Gap 2S. For businesses, the USMCA offers greater market access and reduced tariffs, making it easier to export and import goods across borders. This is particularly beneficial for industries like automotive, agriculture, and technology, which rely heavily on cross-border trade. Gap 2S. Consumers also stand to gain from the USMCA. With reduced trade barriers, we can expect lower prices on many goods, from fresh produce to electronic gadgets. Plus, the focus on high-quality standards means better products for everyone. Gap 2S. But it's not just about economics. The USMCA also includes provisions for environmental protection and intellectual property rights, ensuring that trade growth doesn't come at the expense of sustainability or innovation. Gap 2S. In essence, the USMCA is more than just a trade deal. It's a comprehensive framework designed to foster economic growth, protect workers, and promote sustainable practices across North America. Gap 2S. So as we witness the shift from China's manufacturing dominance to Mexico's emergence as a key player, the USMCA plays a crucial role in shaping this new landscape. It's a win-win for businesses, consumers, and the future of trade in the region. Gap 2S. If you found this breakdown of the USMCA insightful, don't forget to like and share this video, and stay tuned for more in-depth analyses of global trade dynamics. While the shift to Mexico offers many benefits, it's not without its challenges. In this chapter, we'll discuss the potential risks and obstacles that companies might face as they navigate this new landscape. Gap 2S. Firstly, let's talk about infrastructure. Although Mexico has made significant strides in improving its transportation and logistics networks, there are still areas that need development. Companies may encounter delays and higher costs due to inadequate infrastructure in certain regions. Gap 2S. Next, there's the issue of security. Mexico has been grappling with crime and violence in various parts of the country. For businesses, this can translate to increased costs for security measures and potential disruptions in operations. Gap 2S. Labor availability is another concern. While Mexico boasts a young and growing workforce, there may be skill gaps in certain high-tech or specialized industries. Companies might need to invest in training and development programs to build the necessary talent pool. Gap 2S. Regulatory hurdles can also pose challenges. Navigating Mexico's legal and regulatory framework can be complex, especially for foreign companies. It's essential to have a clear understanding of local laws and regulations to ensure compliance and avoid potential pitfalls. Gap 2S. Lastly, there are cultural differences to consider. Understanding and respecting local business practices and cultural nuances is crucial for building strong relationships and successful operations in Mexico. Gap 2S. Despite these challenges, the potential rewards of shifting to Mexico can outweigh the risks. By addressing these obstacles proactively, companies can position themselves to thrive in this emerging manufacturing hub. Gap 2S. Stay tuned as we delve deeper into how businesses can effectively navigate these challenges and leverage the opportunities that Mexico has to offer. If you found this analysis helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insights on global trade dynamics. Now that we've discussed the challenges of shifting to Mexico, let's turn our attention to the local economies. How will this shift impact local communities in Mexico? Gap 2S. As global companies establish operations in Mexico, there are significant potential economic benefits for Mexican communities. Increased foreign investment can lead to job creation, higher wages, and improved living standards for local residents. Gap 2S. However, it's not all smooth sailing. Rapid industrialization can also bring challenges. For instance, there might be pressure on local infrastructure such as roads, schools, and healthcare facilities, which could struggle to keep pace with the growing demands. Gap 2S. Moreover, the influx of new businesses can lead to gentrification, where rising property prices may displace long-time residents. Balancing economic growth with social equity is crucial to ensure that the benefits of industrialization are shared widely. Gap 2S. On the flip side, increased integration into the global supply chain offers local businesses opportunities to expand and innovate. Small and medium enterprises, SMEs, can become suppliers to multinational companies, fostering a more dynamic and interconnected local economy. Gap 2S. Additionally, the transfer of technology and best practices from global companies can enhance the skills and capabilities of the local workforce, making them more competitive in the global market. Gap 2S. In conclusion, while the shift to Mexico presents both opportunities and challenges for local economies, with careful planning and proactive measures, the positive impacts can be maximized. It's a transformative journey that requires collaboration between businesses, governments, and communities to ensure sustainable and inclusive growth. Gap 2S. If you found this analysis insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into global economic trends. What about the environmental impact? In this chapter, we'll examine how the shift in supply chains might affect the environment and what measures can be taken to mitigate any negative effects. Gap 2S. As multinational companies move their operations to Mexico, the environmental footprint of these activities cannot be ignored. Increased industrialization often leads to higher levels of pollution, including air, water, and soil contamination. Gap 2S. For instance, factories may emit more greenhouse gases, contributing to climate change and affecting local air quality. This can have serious health implications for nearby communities. Gap 2S. Additionally, the demand for natural resources, such as water and raw materials, can put a strain on the local ecosystem, potentially leading to resource depletion and loss of biodiversity. Gap 2S. However, there are ways to mitigate these negative effects. Companies can adopt sustainable practices, such as using renewable energy sources, implementing waste reduction strategies, and ensuring responsible sourcing of materials. Gap 2S. Governments also play a crucial role by enforcing environmental regulations and providing incentives for green technologies. Public awareness and community engagement are equally important in promoting sustainable development. Gap 2S. Moreover, the shift to Mexico presents an opportunity for innovation in green manufacturing and eco-friendly practices. Local businesses and multinational companies can collaborate to develop solutions that minimize environmental impact while maximizing economic benefits. Gap 2S. In conclusion, while the shift in supply chains to Mexico brings both challenges and opportunities, a proactive approach can help mitigate the environmental impact. By prioritizing sustainability, we can ensure that economic growth does not come at the expense of our planet. Gap 2S. If you found this analysis insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into global economic and environmental trends. To wrap up, we'll summarize the key points we've discussed and look ahead to the future. What can we expect in the coming years as China continues to adapt its supply chain strategy? Gap 2S. As China shifts its manufacturing base and companies move operations to Mexico, we are witnessing a global realignment in supply chains. This shift is driven by economic, political, and environmental factors, with significant implications for both countries and the global market. Gap 2S. In the short term, we can expect some growing pains as businesses and governments adapt to new operational landscapes. However, the long-term outlook is promising. Mexico's strategic location, skilled workforce, and favorable trade agreements position it as an attractive alternative to China. Gap 2S. Furthermore, this shift could lead to advancements in green manufacturing and sustainable practices, benefiting both the economy and the environment. Gap 2S. As for China, the nation is likely to focus on high-tech industries and innovation, continuing to play a crucial role in the global economy, but in a different capacity. Gap 2S. The evolving dynamics between China, Mexico, and the rest of the world will shape the future of global trade and economic development. Gap 2S. So, what does this mean for you? Staying informed and adaptable is key. Whether you're a business owner, an investor, or simply someone interested in global trends, Understanding these shifts can help you make better decisions. Gap 2S. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the complexities of global supply chains. If you found this analysis insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into global economic and environmental trends. Stay tuned for our final thoughts and predictions. Gap 2S. Until next time, stay curious and informed.